Hmm. Good evening, and welcome to the second annual Fantasy Football League. Before we get started with our draft order selection, I wanted to congratulate last year's champion, the very good Dr. J. Scott Hubble. This year, we would like to welcome our two new players, Paul Doherty, Steve Panko. Good luck, gentlemen. And lastly, before we get started, payment arrangements must be made by the trade deadline, which is November 9th, 2012. Dave. And now on to the draft order selection. As you can see, we have all 12 owners' team names laid out on this sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. Each name has been precisely cut and torn into a 1 by 3/8 inch by 11 inch piece of paper. Each one will be balled up and thrown into the big blue bowl, where our very own Lord Vader will pull out one name at a time. The first name drawn will be the 12th pick in the first round. The second name drawn will be the 11th pick. The third name drawn will be the 10th pick. The fourth name drawn will be the 9th pick. The fifth name drawn will be the 8th pick. And if you haven't figured out the pattern by now, then you are an idiot. But you're welcome to stay in the league. So as I finish balling these up, we'll get the camera zoomed in to make sure that each one is precisely folded like the next. And if one is not, then we will certainly adjust them. The last one to get balled up before we throw them into the mixer. That is the Red Hornet calling on the phone. I will call the Red Hornet back precisely when the draft selection show is over. Okay. Darth Vader, please remove your mask. There's one that is unballed. Let's do one final check to make sure these are all balled appropriately. Does the camera see any need that need balled up or readjusted? We are good. Okay, Lord Vader, please select and remove one name and hand it to Obi-Wan, who just finished getting dressed.
My team.
My team will be selecting 12. Now that team is owned by K.Huth. The 11th pick, as selected by Lord Darth Vader.
The Camel Toe Cowboys.
Camel Toe Cowboys. That's where he drafted last year. He'll be thrilled.
The Fantasy Guru.
The Fantasy Guru.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. That'll be an interesting draft scenario. That's what she said in the Fantasy Gurus. Arch fantasy rivals will be selecting in front of and behind each other in each round. That should make for some interesting scenarios.
The Red Hornet.
The Red Hornet.
Brian's Bums.
Brian's Bums.
The Defending Chump.
The Defending Chump. Now as we select these last few positions, we need to make sure that the drama unfolds. Because we are now looking at Marino's Maniacs, Akron Riders, D's Nuts, and Donuts.
Lions to win.
And Lions to win. So the last 4 picks, I believe, are now down to both Nutses, the Riders, and the Maniacs.
Marino's Maniacs.
Marino's Maniacs will be drafting in the 4th. I repeat, the 4th position. We are down to the Riders and both Nutses. And we lost a lightsaber. Luckily, no one was harmed in the filming of this video yet.
D's Nuts.
These Nuts are selecting 3rd. For the 2nd overall pick, we now are down to Donuts and Akron Riders. I assume minutes after this video is released, the Fantasy Guru will propose multiple trade offers to at least the top 3 draft positions.
Akron Riders.
Akron Riders, that leaves, just for the formality, Donuts as our 1st overall pick. Let the trade offers from the Guru, that's what she said, and others begin.
Donuts.
So ladies and gentlemen, here is your 2012 draft order. Number 1, Donuts. Number 2, Riders. 3, D's Nuts. 4, Marino's Maniacs. 5, Lions to win. 6, Defending Chump. 7, Brian's Bums. 8, Red Hornet. 9, That's What She Said. 10, Fantasy Guru. 11, the Camel Toe Cowboys. And 12, my team. As a reminder, the draft is online, yahoo.com. Wednesday, August 22nd at 8:30. If your money is not due by the trade deadline, your team will be forfeited. Thank you.